Hello, and welcome back to Mr. B Teaches History. Today we will examine the major events that led to the prominence of Andrew Jackson and his politics during the early 1800s. Expanding the right to vote and the election of John Quincy Adams are the two biggest factors to consider in making Andrew Jackson such a big figure in this time period. So let's get started. The politics of the era of Andrew Jackson starts with the rising of the common man in American politics in several ways. First, many states start to eliminate property and religious requirements to vote and hold office, making more posts available for everyday people. Next, political parties started conventions of regular party members to choose candidates instead of the party leaders and their caucuses. Also, more states start to allow voters to choose the presidential electors. All of the political parties in this time grew larger and more organized to conduct national campaigns for president, which included many popular campaign techniques that appealed to the common man. Many candidates would direct their efforts engaging the interests or prejudices of the common person with personal attacks and actively ignoring the issues of the day. These campaign events were a common form of local entertainment. Lastly, more common people of the parties were appointed to offices through the spoils system. In this system, the winner of an election would fire all the previous office holders and replace them with their own loyal party members. The French political philosopher Alexis de Tocqueville toured the United States in the 1830s, examining the political culture of the United States, its people, and its common men. He noticed that in the country that there were few distinguishing features between the classes of people, and all of them interact with each other regularly. Despite the class differences, he noticed that the governing principle of the United States was that of equality, but mostly among white men. He also noticed that the country provided equal opportunities for people to become self-made men. Due to the destruction of the Federalists in 1860, all elections were generally between members of Jefferson's Democratic Republicans. In 1824, there were four candidates vying for the presidency: William Crawford, Henry Clay, John Quincy Adams, John Adams' son, and Andrew Jackson. When you look at the results, Andrew Jackson had a larger proportion, but not a majority of the popular vote. But no candidate got a majority of the electoral vote. This means the election would be decided by the House of Representatives. Henry Clay was the Speaker of the U.S. House of Representatives and seems to use his influence to get John Adams elected as president. Adams then appointed Henry Clay to the position of Secretary of State, the second most important job in the executive branch. Jackson and his followers deemed this to be the corrupt bargain, and he campaigned on this act for the entire term of President John Quincy Adams. President Adams did not have a very successful term in office because Jackson's followers in Congress made passing many of his policies nearly impossible. Adams did not help either because many of his policy ideas were contrary to what Jackson and his followers supported. One of the biggest was an import tax passed in 1828, nicknamed the Tariff of Abomination. This act passed high import taxes on imported goods. The tariff satisfied many northern factory owners since it would protect their products from the competition coming from cheap imported British goods. On the other side were southern farmers who felt alienated by the tariff because they imported many products from those British and European producers. The election of 1828 was a contest and a rematch between Andrew Jackson and President John Quincy Adams. Both Jackson and Adams focused on attacking their opponents' personal lives, but Adams tried to articulate points of policy like praising eternal improvement seen in Europe. Meanwhile, Jackson attacked Adams' personal qualities. Jackson won handily in both the popular and the electoral vote. In fact, he won the popular vote in every state west of the Appalachian Mountains, showing the increased power of the West and the new states over the original 13. The common man had elected their candidate to the highest office in the land.
If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or clarifications you would like to make about this lecture, please leave a comment below. If you learned something new, please consider leaving a like. If you would like to receive notifications of more content like this, please consider subscribing and ringing the notification bell. If you would like to support this channel and creator financially, please check out the links in the description for merchandise or sites that will provide me direct financial support for the work of this channel. Thank you for your time and have a great day. Class dismissed.